Oh my gosh. Hello. Welcome to Leave the Light On. I'm your host, Jonathan Stout. And it's where I interview people who I'm interested in. And today we have an awesome guest of Halite. He's a COD content creator. He's does a great job of knowing about him since about a year ago on TikTok. We actually all started TikTok at the same time. And I think he's going to be an amazing guest. Welcome, Halite. And how you doing, bud?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I felt like I was in a waiting room for like a job interview. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I have a bunch of people like before the podcast like, are we sure we want this guy?
Dude, I was sitting here thinking, I was like, golly. Oh no, but this is awesome. It feels so professional. It's this. I love being on podcasts. Like, it's super fun to just talk and like have people want to hear what you have to say. So I'm super happy to be here.
Yeah, this is nothing more than like nobody even knows that. This isn't even a published podcast. It's just me being able to talk to people, so they think that they're like being published. You're not getting any clout from this. Sorry.
Okay, I'm not. No. I promise.
I
feel like I know what moves the needle. Like, no, dude. Like seriously, like you can have a TikTok do 2 million views and then a week later it's like nothing happened, bro. So like,
oh yeah, no, that's literally the only reason I'm somewhat valid on the internet is because I had a video do 3 million views and then everything else after that's been.
I remember that video. I remember it.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did. Yeah. That was a while ago. Yeah, I remember that video. It
was back when I averaged 5 viewers tops, and then,
I remember.
And then everyone thought I was their counselor because 5 viewers, you can do that. 30 to 40 or 50, you can't. And I'm not.
Yeah, it's a little much. Yeah.
But man,
it's hard.
I want to know, like, how would you describe yourself as a content creator? Because I don't just see you as a COD content creator. You're a little bit more than that, than a guy who just makes up loadout videos.
Yeah, and I think that's where I want to position myself as a creator. I think like probably around like maybe March last year, I realized I was like, man, like I'm making a lot of videos that are just for views, and you can see that being reflected in my conversion to other platforms. So like what I mean by conversion to other platforms, I assume that you know, but anyone listening to this. So wait, is it just for you and I, or are people gonna hear this?
No, people are gonna hear that. I was totally joking.
Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. I didn't know if yours. Okay.
You're like, this is so weird.
Yeah, I didn't. I wanted to like, because if it's just you and I talking, then I don't need to explain this. But like conversion to other platforms would be like me taking viewers from TikTok and trying to get them to watch Twitch and watch YouTube. And whenever you make loadout videos, like they do views, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, but in terms of conversions, and this is just based off the statistics of my own channel. Whenever you get your personality involved with your content, you convert a lot better to other platforms because you give them a reason to go and see you rather than just a loadout in a video game. So I try to make, even if I'm doing a loadout, I try to make it as personality oriented as possible. Like, if you watch some of my loadout videos, like I'll literally I try to do like funny bits and stuff, and that's something that like Sally and Lucci really started doing, but I would say that I'm a little bit more risque than they are. Like I would say that like I make a little bit more like sexual oriented jokes and stuff like that. But I like to get that kind of personality in there and just try to make people smile rather than just go after the views. Like obviously views pay the bills, but there's still purpose behind like why we create content and like why we want to do this rather than just like working a normal job. Because
100%.
I mean, you can go get money wherever you want, but making an impact on people is important to me. So I wouldn't say I'm just a COD creator for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I actually saw one of your YouTube shorts pop up on my feed, and it was you kind of schooling this teacher.
Yeah, dude, that video is crazy, bro. What's nuts about it is like I can't prove the validity of what happened, and everyone is just like getting on me. But like all I can tell people, like if they hear that, dude, they're literally like so fake. Say fake it for views, fake reviews. And I was like, dude, all I can do as a streamer is read the chat and believe what they're telling me. Like if someone says, "Hey, I got in trouble," and my teacher is coming to the stream, like dude. As a creator and like as someone who loves to entertain, like I'm taking that moment. Like I think that a teacher is watching me, bro, I'm cooking them.
Yeah.
Because like why wouldn't I
Especially for
that
shaming
video
a
is really
student in
funny.
front of their entire class.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude.
you're like, there's no way you're
Yeah.
doing that, right? As an adult. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
Halite, bro.
Gotta let them know sometimes.
I love that.
Thanks.
No, but I actually, there's a bunch of questions I have for you, but it was,
Sure.
but one thing that I love so much is your mom's support of you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that was something that I don't see a lot of creators have. Like my parents support the crap out of me. Like they were all like
Congrats.
my dad came on the stream. My mom's come on the stream multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
But it was something that like I posted, like my dad asked, he was like, hey, is there a way that I can help your stuff like blow up to where you make more money? I was like, yeah, just like comment on my YouTube videos that you see, because he's not getting TikTok because he's
right.
He flipped through and there was like a girl twerking. I was like, what is this site? I was like, it's TikTok, man. I'm sorry. But he went on YouTube on one of my videos and commented. And he goes, proud of you, son. And
yeah, that's gotta feel good, huh?
Well, I screenshotted that. I was like, man, I love having my parents. And I got like multiple DMs that were like, dude, my parents would never say this to me. My parents would never support this as a job. I was like, even if you're making money? They're like, even if I was making money.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I love seeing, like your mom not only just be like support you from a distance, but she's come on the stream. She's played games before. She killed a guy in COD, which is so sick.
Crazy. Yeah.
And I want to know, like, how did you get your parents' support, or have they always been supportive, or were they?
Sure. So this is going to be, I'll really get in the weeds here. If we don't have a time limit, like I can really start from whenever I was a kid.
Yep.
So I started playing T-ball at 3 years old. Like my parents just like had me in competition, had me doing things, and like they were always like really involved in my life. Like I played travel baseball as a kid, like 10 and under, 12 and under. We'd be traveling on the weekends playing baseball, and then like playing travel basketball, and then playing football. Like I always was playing some sort of sport, and both of my parents are retired. So they were always there. They always had the time and were super invested in what I was interested in. They never really forced me into doing anything. So credit to them for never trying to get me. They obviously showed me their hobbies and showed me what they enjoyed. But if I wasn't into them, they would never take it personally, and they never make me feel bad about it, which is a huge credit to them as a parent.
Yeah.
But then you take that and you translate it to me going to college. And now if your parents show up to things in college, like now it's to the point where it's embarrassing. So they're a huge part of my life forever. Like middle school, high school, they're always at my games, always doing stuff. And not that their world revolved around me in a negative way, but their world revolved around me in such a positive way. Like they were so supportive and always were there for me. Like I look in the stands and see my mom, you know, whether I was playing tennis or basketball or whatever I was playing at the time, like she was always there. And so you get to college, and now it's just like, it's basically like a hard cutoff. It's like, yeah, mom, like you just can't be around. Like I can't be at a party and turn around and mom's in the corner rooting for me. You know what I mean? Like she's like, go talk to her. Yeah.
Score the goal, baby. No. It's like, mom, stop.
But yeah, so I think whenever I started doing content creation, my mom was just really excited to have a way to support me again and keep up with my life and stay involved in my life. And while they don't, both of my parents, my dad's super supportive as well, just in a different way. Both of my parents don't understand this, and the hard conversations that we have had that revolve around content creation most of the time revolve around like the financial aspect of it. But they just want me to be happy more than anything. Both of them were in the military, and they both came from so they both came from not very well off families, and they both joined the military right out of high school, signed and went to the military. And so they have worked their whole lives to get me to the position that I'm in. And so whenever we have these conversations, a lot of times, like, that's what I'll bring it back to, and not in a manipulative way, but in like a way of like, hey, you guys did everything you could to put me into this position where I graduated from college with no debt.
Wow,
I graduated
that's
with a really
massive. Good stuff, my dude.
Thank you. Yeah, so I had a lot of scholarships. But I didn't have like a full ride scholarship for my university, but I just like stacked a bunch of different scholarships, just applied for a bunch of stuff. To the point where my senior year, I actually made $8,000 going to college because I just kept applying for scholarships. So
Wow.
Kids, if you're in school, just apply for everything. Just apply for it. But yeah, so they give me that incredible opportunity that the majority of people, not just in the United States, but in the world, aren't afforded. And so whenever we have these conversations, I'm like, guys, like, I have an incredible opportunity to run and start a business with no overhead. Like, I don't have any debt. I don't have anything I need to pay off. Like, I can really hit the ground running and not be worried about finances for a couple of years. And they respect that. And I think that they want me to be happy, and they see this makes me happy, and they just want to be involved in my life. So it just kind of turns into whatever you want to do, Hunter. We're here to support you. We might not understand it, but we'll do our best to try to figure it out. So like, they're not always in the streams or like always around, but like whenever we talk about it, like I'll try to do my best to break it down for them and tell them if I'm doing well. Like, but for my dad, he'll just be like, "Are you making money?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's. I mean,
you know
that's,
what I mean?
Yeah, that was the main goal from my parents. Were like, "Are you taking care of your family?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah.
And they're like, "That's all we care about, man. As long as you're not a stripper or selling crack, like you're good."
Right.
Like they're like, I don't think they judge any other strippers, but they're just like, as long as your skinny body is not on a pole, we're good. And I was like, okay.
I mean, you check some of my Twitter back in the day, bro. I mean, you might.
So like, work ethic has just been kind of built into you. Like you have, from what you're telling me, like your work ethic is insane. It's just immense. And that's not something seen a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not really like, there's a lot of people in content creation who, they say they're working their butt off, but I've owned a business for 8 years. I did photography full time before COVID happened. And there's people who work really hard, and then there's people who think they're working really hard. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like no,
you're fine.
You can see the fruits of their labor.
Right.
Streaming isn't always luck. There's some luck aspect or opportunity aspect to it, but there's definitely a ton of hard work. And especially hearing about how you went through college with debt and got out debt free, which is almost close to impossible.
Yeah, it's hard.
And dude, it's awesome. I love this. I love peeling back layers of you, like, because
Thank you.
The content that you produce, I always hated that you did COD content, because I was like, I fucking hate Call of Duty. Like,
dude, so many people that still watch me. I mean, like, people who are in my stream every single day are like, Hunter, dude, I fucking hate Warzone. So I like, sometimes it like stinks to hear that, but I also take.
I'll never say that in your stream ever. I will never.
No, yeah.
But like,
even if you did, I would just laugh at it. Like, I wouldn't take it personally.
You just ban me. You'd be like, ban
like, get this guy out of here, man.
But I remember, and I wanted to ask you about this.
Sure.
And if you don't want to talk about that, that's totally fine.
Sure. Also, thank you for the compliment on the work ethic. Thank you. That feels good to hear.
Yeah,
from an outside source.
Yeah,
thank you.
Of course. Like, it's not something you see people like do because putting yourself out in an uncomfortable place of being on TikTok and like putting out jokes that might not make people laugh. That's so uncomfortable. That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Of like just taking that, you're taking a bunch of chances. You're working your butt off with it.
Yeah.
And also like you have parents who have worked for their livelihood.
Yeah,
they did hard work, mentally and physically. Like so to have your parents also back you up in that it's just a massive testament to you, man. Like
thank you.
It's such a cool thing to see.
Thank you.
And I think that's one of the things that I love. You're like one of the examples that I have for people who are like, well, it's not a real job. It's like, this guy works way harder than you've ever worked in your entire life.
Dude,
and he quote unquote plays video
games.
I
always say this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like it's hands down, not even close. Any job I've ever had. And I worked one sophomore year going into my junior year. I worked on the pipeline in North Dakota to help pay for school. Like I went to North Dakota to work on the pipeline, and that shit's hard. That's like hard manual labor.
Yeah.
Like it's like real. And this is so much more difficult.
Yeah.
So much more difficult.
Well, what do you think is the more difficult aspect about it mentally and like emotionally?
So This is okay.
Or
So
just the
there's so
amount of
many
time.
layers to this, dude.
Yeah.
This is the $1 million question, literally. So let's go back to something you said earlier, where you said you're taking chances with making jokes. So I used to be in college. I was the president of a fraternity, like a
Okay.
big fraternity, like 220 members, and I was the president of it. And I started doing content creation like right after I got out of office. So like it was like you could call me like a frat boy, and so all of my friends, you know what I mean? Like if you go to that mindset, it's not exactly like the coolest thing in the world. You know what I mean? Luckily, I had some really, 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 really good friends that didn't make fun of me and supported me. But if I had the wrong set of friends, like I could have very easily stopped, because you make a couple jokes that are cheesy or corny or cringy, and like, dude, you're out the door. But everyone has just been so supportive of what I do. So that has been helpful on that side. So like taking that leap was a little scary, and like mentally that's hard. So I could see a lot of people hitting that wall. That could be a hard thing to get into with streaming for sure. Just the first initial leap of like making those jokes. But then once you have a few jokes do really well, this is where it gets hard. As not even as a creator, but just as a human. So you have a few videos do really well. You get million views, and you're feeling really good. Everything's going well, and then it stops.
Yeah.
Videos just don't do well anymore. And what's crazy is you're putting more effort into the videos. Like you want to be better.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it just stops. And you have to, in my case, at 23 years old, try to figure out, 1, what you're doing wrong, 2, how you can be better, and 3, how to not let it absolutely kill your motivation and drive.
Yeah.
Because the analogy I like to use is, if let's say that you go to the gym, right? Like let's say that you weigh, we'll throw some arbitrary number out there. I'm 6'1". So let's say I'm 6'1" and I weigh 220 pounds, right? And I go to the gym and with a goal of cutting. So like I want to cut down weight. So, okay, let's say I go to the gym for 3 months. I eat well for 3 months. Odds will tell you, unless I have some crazy medical condition, that in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, however long it takes, I can get down to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? That's not how this works with content creation. It's not linear. You can't just go to the gym. You can't just go and make a video and stream and do all of the right things.
Right.
Because the thing is, everyone around you is working out too. And so you have to be at the gym, but you also have to be making the most progress. You have to be lifting the most weight. Like you truly, to break through in this industry. Like I'll use Nick Merckx as an example. Nick Merckx, probably whenever Warzone was the hottest, he was the biggest Warzone YouTuber. He was making a video a day almost, at 1 million views a day almost. To get to that level, just to get to Nick Merckx's level where I'm getting 1 million views per video, I can't be as good as Nick Merckx, because he already has a fan base. I have to be as good as Nick Merckx and better. And that's where, like, mentally this can just be crushing.
Yeah.
Because you're already going against some of the most talented people in the world, and you can't just be as good as them. You can't.
Well, not
because
also
no one's
just
going
talent.
anywhere.
Yeah, not also just talents. Also people with full teams with like 7 to 12
That's
people.
also true. Yeah. Well, but the thing is it's the content's the same to the viewer. You know what I mean? Like you can like, that's something I try not to do, is like I try not to bring resources or anything into my head mentally, because then I'll find ways to be like, I mean, like it's like the controller aim assist excuse. Like if I get cooked in Warzone, the first thing I want to say is, oh, he's on controller. Well, no, I missed a bunch of shots. Like I should have been better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so if you look at it like that, in my opinion, it's super easy for you to rationalize that you can't get to that level until you have those things. And I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Like I think it might take you longer to make a video at that quality or better, but like that's a sacrifice that you have to make. And that can really hurt your mental, because if you take those steps to make a video that's just as good and then in your opinion better, and it doesn't do well, that hurts. So that's what I would say the biggest challenge is disconnecting yourself from quantitative outcomes and sticking to qualitative outcomes in streaming. So qualitative would be like, I put out this video, in my opinion, it's the best it possibly can be, and I think it's better than any video I have ever made, and only comparing it to yourself rather than like comparing it to other creators.
Yeah.
And then not focusing on how many views it gets at all. Like you just cannot care about that, or else you won't be able to make a video the next day. Because it's like, why should I do this?
Yeah.
Why should I put forth the effort if it's just not going to pay off? It can be super hurtful. Sorry, I talked for a long time, but I guess this is a podcast. I'm supposed to do that,
bro. If you apologize for talking one more time, I'm gonna slap you, bro. This is, dude. I love this.
This is weird.
This is what I love, though. This is you, deeper layers of it. We don't get there's no gameplay to block this out. This is just you unadulterated, and I totally feel that, man. It's hard. I think that was the thing that hit me the hardest with it, because I'm more emotionally based. Like I've been trying to get a hold of that to where it's not, if I have a bad day, I'm able to get out of that bad day. Right. And I think that's what's so hard for me with content creation, especially being live. There's no filter. There's no like, well, I'm gonna take taking a little 10-minute break. No, you can't do that. That people's attention spans are that of a rat's.
Yeah,
like you have to be entertaining. You have to do your job. Like, you know, there's so many people who, and I wanted to ask you about this, because I think after the last year, I've seen so many people drop off. Like I've watched a lot of people who are insanely talented. I love watching their content. And I love seeing their stuff, and they were just like, "Yeah, I can't do this anymore. Like this isn't even fun. I'm trying to make this a job."
Before we pivot away from the emotional side of things, I just wanted to add, just for anyone who's listening from a streamer's perspective, like John was saying, if you're having a bad day, there is no filter, there are no breaks. So like, if you're in a social setting and you are feeling bad, and someone says something to you, you can just like not respond, or you can like be like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and you could just take some time to regain yourself and not say something you're going to regret. But then you're sitting in front of a chat and you have people like, you're already having a bad day, and people are like, what's wrong? Well, you're acting like an asshole.
Oh my God,
what's your problem?
yes.
And it's just like, man, like, guys, I promise you, I'm trying my hardest to be at the quality that I normally am at, but like, I'm still human. I'm not a robot. Sometimes I wish that I could compartmentalize like Tiger Woods did, but I can't. like, dude, whenever like stuff still affects me, like, and I think that if you're watching a streamer and a streamer's acting different, the one thing I would say is, rather than asking them what's wrong or pointing out that they're not doing what they normally do, try to uplift them and try to make them feel better.
Yep.
Please.
Yep. That was because that's another thing, is they watch you some people watch you every day for hours, and so they know all your facial features. Bro, I stared off. I stared off on stream for like 5 minutes, or what it felt like 5 minutes, probably like 2 minutes or a minute. And one of my viewers was like, "Hey, you doing okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And they were like, "Okay, well, you just kind of zoned off for a little bit." I was like, "Yeah, why don't you get out of my thoughts, man? Why don't you go fuck yourself?" Like just got.
But they're so right most of the time. Like they know it is like, it's like, fuck, dude. Like you're not supposed to be noticing this.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, that's the thing, is like this isn't like Steve Colbert or any any other thing that's edited for for a show. Like this is the show. And that's why when people take breaks, like they take breaks for a while and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to be gone for a week. I'll be back." I've had no time to take a break and no time to give my emotional state any attention. And so I'm taking time off. Like I've seen, and I've seen some people not return from the time off. They're like, you know what? This isn't worth it. Because this isn't, I don't believe that this job is for everyone. I really don't.
It's not. It's really not. It's not at all.
I think
This is going to be fun. I like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a fun topic.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think everyone can try. I don't think it's made for everyone, though. I think if anything that I've learned from this, it builds up tough skin. And for me, I'm almost playing with fire when it comes to building up tough skin and being a bitter a-hole. Like it's a tough line, because some guy can come into your chat and be like, yeah, the stream sucks. And it could be the wrong day. You've already heard it 12 times from social media or like a TikTok comment or YouTube comment, especially YouTube comment, man, they're mean.
Dude,
and They just like call out things that aren't even in the video. They're like, yeah, you
dude.
sound annoying. I was like, what?
Yeah, I got clear aligners. I have like braces, like aligners, like Invisalign, but like a different brand.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Because of one video. Well, I don't have it in right now, so I don't sound like Sammy Sprinkler.
Okay.
From Benchwarmers. But yeah, there I had this one video, or no, the video that you're talking about with the teacher.
Yeah.
People comment horrible things. Like if you're just bored, or if anyone listening to this right now, if you want to go look up the video and look at the comments, all like probably I would say a solid 40% of them are about my teeth not being perfect.
What?
At least. Dude, horrible things. Someone said my teeth look like the gates of Mordor. I was like, fellas, like I'm still a human, bro. Like I get it. Trust me, it's funny, but like, golly,
it's a funny joke. It really is.
I know, bro. They caught me so good, dude.
But that's but that's the thing is there are people that are like, well, I mean, you shouldn't take it to heart. It's like, okay, then I shouldn't take anything to heart, even the good ones. Yeah. But that's another thing. And that's, I used to get mad at creators because they only pointed out the bad, which, I mean, I got a bunch, like, especially after that video blew up and then everyone was coming into my chat and being like, hey, I really need to talk. I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. And they're like, well, then why'd you put out the video? I was like, because I didn't think about my actions beforehand. I literally had 5 viewers. That wasn't supposed to blow up. I wasn't supposed to get big. And
that's the thing, man. You never know what direction you're gonna go or what brand you're building whenever you're throwing shit against the wall and something sticks, and you're like, wait,
not that one. No. Pick a funny video.
Wait, no, I'm funny. I swear.
Yeah, but dude, I think that's what is hard is when, and that's why like you hear about like Joe Rogan, like dude, I listened to a podcast he did recently. He was like, don't read the comments, and Dave Chappelle was like, well, I wanted to read the comments. And he goes, don't read the comments. Like, I don't even read the comments. Just don't.
Yeah.
Everyone has every opinion on things they don't know. And, like, even Dave Chappelle, who has done so much in his life, read a comment and it affected him.
Yeah.
In a negative way.
We're all human, man.
We're
all human.
Yeah. But it's crazy how, I don't know. And that's where a lot of my friends have given up on not giving up, but like to them it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the trial because they were just like, this is exhausting with no payout. It's like, for like 5 years, you're probably not going to see a massive jump for 5 years because you have to build a ground foundation. I mean, that's business. Most businesses stay in debt for at least 3 or 4 years until they make a profit.
I would say I'm relatively successful for my first almost 2 years now, and just with like reinvesting into my content and into my equipment, I'm technically in the red. If you look at my accounting, technically, I'm livable, but I'm technically in the red as a business.
Yeah.
And like, and I got in the last year got partnered on Twitch, which is like insane. Should probably like, dude, that's ridiculous. But
no, congratulations, man. That's fantastic.
But that's what I'm saying is like that's like a crazy level of a success that probably shouldn't have happened to me. We can touch on that more later.
Shouldn't have happened.
But like even
wrong.
Well, what I'm saying, we'll get there. If you circle back to that, I have like a full rationalization for it. And
100%.
But as a business, we're in the red. So like 100%, like people can't expect to just like turn on the stream and then you're an overnight millionaire.
Yeah.
In a couple of days, like it's just not gonna happen. But that's why. I really think that whenever people ask me, they're like, why do you like streaming? Or like, why did you get into streaming? And my answer is always, it evolved. So like as a kid, I started out doing like plays, in the church I used to go to. I started out, I was like maybe like 6 or 7. The age was somewhere in there. I was a kid, started doing church plays like every year we would do one, or like maybe 2 a year. And then from there I did middle school drama. And I didn't do it in high school, but in middle school I did drama. I was like Link in Hairspray. If you know that play. Yeah. So I just have always loved to perform. Like it's just something that I enjoy doing. And then I loved competing a lot. Obviously, like I said earlier that I played a bunch of sports and stuff. And so whenever I got into streaming, it was to compete. Like I wanted to get really, really good at video games and compete because I love the competition. But then viewers started showing up and I really loved entertaining them. Like really, really, really loved it. Like I crave making people laugh. I crave getting the reaction. I crave saying funny things. Like I love it. Like I would say I'm addicted to it. And like people could see that as a bad thing or like see me as like some crazy sociopath that I enjoy that stuff. But like, dude, there's no feeling like people coming into your stream and then laughing at the jokes or like laughing at what you have to say or like liking the shot that you just hit and then your reaction and stuff like that. It's such a great feeling. And I talk about this a lot on stream, but whenever I was a kid and I was anxious, I would spend my time watching PewDiePie and he would, for whatever reason, it just made me feel better. I mean, on Sundays, I would watch 8 to 10 hours of PewDiePie. No exaggeration. I would just sit there all Sunday and just watch PewDiePie on YouTube. And so for me, I want to be PewDiePie for other people. Like that's what I want more than anything. Like obviously it makes me feel really good too, but it would be incredible for me to have that impact on other people in my lifetime because you only have the one life. If you're religious, you could believe that you have 2 lives, but like on earth, you have one life. And on my deathbed, I want to be proud of what I did. I don't care about how much money I make. I don't care about that. It's like, obviously I would be lying if I said I didn't like money. Like obviously everyone likes money and security and safety. But like, I don't want to buy a Tesla. Like that's not the goal. Like I care way more about building a community of people and creating something that people know that they can come to every day. And that's why I still stream. You know what I mean? Like it's just so much easier to stay focused on goals like that. In my opinion, whenever your goals are not pure, but different, like your goals aren't necessarily clout or money. Like I would love to stream to 50,000 people. That'd be sick. I would love to be a millionaire. That'd be sick. But like right now I'm content with having my community, having an impact on people's lives and making enough money to pay my bills. Like it's awesome. Like and that's where I'm at. And I think hopefully over time that I'll make better content and get to that point where I can have a bigger impact on people. And that would be awesome. But in my opinion, whenever things start going bad, you have to start taking steps back and look at your content. And I think that's why you see people take like really long breaks. It's because like you just take L's in this industry like crazy, bro. You just take L's, L after L after L after L. And sometimes you have to take a step back and like ask yourself why you're taking L's. And that is the hardest conversation to have whenever this is supposed to be fun. Like if this isn't your job, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a hobby. And like this hobby is super unforgiving, like super unforgiving.
Yeah. Well, that's where I think a lot of people, I mean, there's a few friends I'm thinking of right now, but when they, I'm like, why do you keep streaming if you don't enjoy it? And they're like, cause I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail this. I was like, bro, you didn't, you tried. Like you tried and it didn't work out for you. Like that is what I would tell everyone is like, try streaming. If it doesn't work out for you, at least you tried.
Dude, I wish that everyone didn't want to be a streamer. And
I agree.
That's not me saying that you shouldn't want to stream, but you can be a fantastic content creator and not stream.
Yes.
You don't have to stream, make videos. Like if you have, so I have all day and I'm not even a big streamer. I'm not even like a ginormous streamer. And I have all day to do what I do. Yeah. So how, like realistically, how do you think you're going to compete with just me? Not even Nick Merckx, who has a team of 10 editors, thumbnail people, marketing people, PR people. Like you're not coming close to competing with Nick Merckx. But how are you going to compete with me? I have myself and an editor, and I do this all day. I wake up in the morning, I start stream, I get done with stream, I go work out, I eat food, and then I make videos all night. Yeah. That's all I do. And you probably have a full-time job. From 8 to 5, you come home at 6 or 7, you eat some food, and now you have from 8 to maybe 11 or 12 at night to compete with me doing it all day. Like it's super difficult. Now, where do we intersect?
Well, that's where
I start making videos at 8 o'clock, and if you get home and start making videos at 8 o'clock, Now you can directly compete with me, if that makes sense. Like, you might not be able to do the streaming part too, but you could compete with me making videos if you just make videos and you don't try to make a video and then stream and then do it. Like, it's so much to try to fit into the amount of time that one person could have after work. Like, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like it eats people up, man.
Well, it does. I mean, there's also a group of creators who would definitely disagree with you and say that it's not about competition. It's like, I mean, it's a job. You're wanting to be a place for everyone. And I think I viewed it that way. I was like, well, it's not really a competition. It is, though. Because viewers
I don't see it as a competition necessarily. Like,
I don't think
it's
that's
not
a bad
me
thing.
versus John. Well, I'm giving you my honest feedback. I'm not trying to change it up. Like, it's not me versus John, but like, if we both make a video about, like, let's say we both make a video about a mouse, a specific mouse that we use, the algorithm that gives each of us views will take our videos, and let's say they're both 30 seconds. Whichever one has more watch time and more interaction is going to get more views.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cut and dry. And like, that's where the success comes in for videos.
Yeah.
And so that I don't mean us directly competing, but like, at the end of the day, like, if you want to see views and you want to see stuff happening, the algorithm does not care about your feelings.
Not at
It
all.
looks at objective statistics and numbers. And if we make similar content that is the same length and has similar topics, we are directly competing for the amount of views that are in the market. It's just the way that it works.
But I think competition is such a good thing for the market. I mean, bro, literally Twitch and YouTube and Facebook streaming, all competing. Thank God there's competition, because I feel like if there wasn't, Twitch would just be making dumb decisions constantly with no care to change anything
close
up.
To politics.
Oh, is this politics to you?
we're getting really close. We're getting really close to politics.
Oh, sorry.
No. Not like actual. Not like we can talk like Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. But I was joking because it's like the free market, like
dude.
competition in the free
100%.
market creates innovation. So like it was just a stupid joke.
No,
you don't have to stop at all.
No, yeah. Well, but it's true though. I mean, that's some of my friends left Twitch for YouTube, and they're doing better. For some reason, they just did better. Their videos make sense.
Algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm's great on YouTube because it's actually an algorithm, not Twitch.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you too, why stay with Twitch?
Whew. So, oh man,
I haven't asked anyone this on the podcast. So,
hey, if you work for Twitch, I'm sorry.
That's right, you're a partner. No.
I had someone from Twitch in my stream yesterday. Like, he does advertising for Twitch. So I say that because it's funny, because I literally had someone who works for Twitch in my stream yesterday asking me about content. But no, I stay with Twitch because that's where my community is. That's where I built my community. And right now, I don't think that the other platforms have good enough viewer UIs for me to go over there. Okay. So UI is a user interface for anyone that doesn't know the acronyms for this kind of stuff. So what that means is, from the viewer side, like, it isn't as seamless as Twitch is. Like, Twitch is like a super great platform for communities. Like, the emotes, it's super simple. You don't have to use your real name like Facebook. Like, you could just make an account and name it whatever. But for streamers, like, the protection from Facebook is like, these people are using their real names. Like people won't say some of the stuff on Facebook that they would say in Twitch chat.
Oh, 100%.
So that's yeah. But I've had options in the past, and we have chosen to stay with Twitch because that's where our community is. And like I said, like, we really value our community. Like, we really are community oriented. And that's just because that's what I think the best way to stream is. Like, whenever I'm streaming, I'm not here to play the game. If I want to play the game, I'll turn off my stream. But like, whenever I'm streaming, I'm here to talk to chat. I'm here to show people the game. I'm here to show them how to improve. I'm here to show them like cool clips, or just talk with them. Like, I do 2 hours of just chatting to start my stream, literally. That's like, it's just what I'm super passionate about. And so whenever the other platforms catch up, and I think that my community would be open to moving over there, like, I honestly don't see a reason to stay on Twitch at this point, just because, like, the majority of my subs aren't Prime subs.
Mhm.
Like that's what you'll see the argument whenever 50-50. If someone makes an argument that it's really more like 75-25 because of Prime subs, maybe for Ludwig, because Ludwig farms
Yeah,
Prime subs.
like
Like he
crazy.
does,
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean he is a Prime sub god. So good for him. I'm sure that it's probably more of a split like that for him. But for me, I'm getting a lot of gifted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would make way more sense for me to go to a different platform that has gifted as their primary source, or not primary source, but like has an 80-20 split and also has gifteds available. It would make more sense if my community was willing to move. But right now, I just don't think that the platforms are up to speed with where Twitch is. And I already have a community there. Now, if I was starting over, I would not stream on Twitch. I would not start on Twitch. What I would do if I was starting over, and this might be some sauce, to be honest, this might be some sauce. I might be giving some sauce to people. I would multi-stream. 100%. I wouldn't accept an affiliate agreement. I would multi-stream. I wouldn't care about subs. If I was starting out, I would stream on as many platforms as possible and see which algorithm likes me the most. And then I would try to make as much content on all of the platforms that I could. I would upload on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Am I missing any? LinkedIn. I literally would upload on LinkedIn if I was starting off again. I'm not kidding. I would upload literally everywhere. Everywhere that I could, I would upload. I would make one video and I'd upload it on those platforms, and I would stream on as many platforms as possible. And I would do everything. But like now I'm a Twitch partner, so it's not in my best interest to get rid of that partnership, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it looks
so
good to a lot of brands too, because that check mark means validity. And I don't mean that in a mocking way. Like it legitimately opens up a lot of doors and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's because I think some people will laugh at that of you being like, well, I'd stream on LinkedIn, but making yourself available to as much people as possible is how you grow a brand.
Impressions.
Like, that's when I was doing photography full time, bro, I did every type of photography. Everything. Because I might not have liked it, but hopefully I get a client that's like, oh, you actually do weddings too. It's like, sure do. Don't just take pictures of your dogs. And I would get a $4,000, $5,000 wedding because I did some stupid $100 dog shoot.
Yeah.
And it's like with content creation, it's like, that's why it's like, it's cool to see people not just uploading to TikTok anymore, because I think TikTok is not, I don't think it's the most viable way to grow anymore. I think it's become so saturated to where it's not so easy to get a viral video.
Also, interest is down for gaming. So like, there's just like videos that used to go viral on TikTok aren't going viral anymore because people could honestly care less. Like, dude, at the end of the day, as like, I don't know how people are gonna feel about me say this, but dude, you're competing with ass. Like at the end of the day, you're competing with ass. And I promise you, a loadout in Warzone right now is not beating ass.
No,
it's just not.
No,
it's just not gonna happen. And if that makes some people upset with me, like it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, like there's so many like dances and like really funny videos on that platform that a loadout video is just not going to cut it anymore. It's just not going to do it. Like you really have to make something special, unless you're like Sally or Lucci, who have built huge platforms and people go to them for those. Like the names from what you need right now, if you're really starting over, you need a new game to come out, or you need a new platform, because all of the names have already been established. Like there aren't going to be any new crazy good pros that come into Warzone. There aren't going to be any new crazy good pros that come into Apex, unless they come from another game that they were already really good at and then just transition their skills to a new game.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with content. Like you're not going to see any like brand new names come in so late into a life cycle of a game like Warzone. Like it's just not going to happen. It's really like, unless you are incredibly different from what everyone else is, and it's super hard to be that unique and still be able to go viral. So like, I think that people just need to be patient and wait on a new game and upload to YouTube and Instagram. Literally throw it at every algorithm. Every single algorithm you could throw it at. Please.
Also, patience is the biggest thing. Patience is patience is massive, because that's, people expect, because they don't treat Twitch like a job, like a business, like it should be treated if you're wanting to go that way. Dude, it's massively important to be patient and have that be one of your main things of like, okay, it didn't work today. We'll get better and we'll figure out what went wrong and we'll try it again tomorrow. One of my friends has amazing video editing skills, but he has 0 subscribers on YouTube. None.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. His videos are hilarious, but he has nothing on YouTube. Yeah. And for him, he was like, well, I guess I just suck at this. I was like, no, you don't. You don't suck. Nobody knows about you. Going from 0 to 100 subscribers, and this is what million subscriber YouTubers say, is the hardest thing they've done.
Mm-hmm.
To this day.
Yeah, I can pull up some analytics that could make people feel a little bit better about this. So I have on YouTube Shorts, my YouTube Shorts channel, I have 54,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then 220,000 followers on TikTok. And I have 606 subs on my long form YouTube channel that I started 3.5 months ago. And I still only have 606 subscribers on this. And I started it. I have been uploading 2 videos a week for I started August 23rd. Dang. So like a little over 3 months, I have been uploading consistently. I have been making every video the best it possibly can be, in my opinion. I've done some crazy challenges, and I cross promote on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and I still only have 606 subscribers. But I got a video coming out on Monday, and I just released a video on Thursday. You know what I mean? Like the patience thing is so important. Yeah. Because the algorithm doesn't know who you are. People don't know who you are. Like, you have to get them to take a risk and watch you over some other creator they already know. Like, it's just not going to happen.
And that's the thing,
just keep hitting it.
A lot of people don't understand this, and this might sound hard, but you don't deserve to be known. You have to work to be known. Yeah. Nobody deserves a platform. Nobody deserves one. Yeah. Nobody deserves a big platform. That was the biggest thing. I started watching Twitch. I'm 2 years into Twitch. When I started Twitch, that's when I started watching Twitch. Right. I didn't give a crap about Twitch before. I didn't know. I was so hyped for people who made money playing video games and doing that and content creation. I was like, cool, that sounds incredibly easy. And then going through it, it's like, people can take a relax, like a chill at their job now, because they've done it for the last 5 to 7 years or 10. Yeah. Some people have done it for 10 years and they're at the same viewership that I'm at. Yeah. And dude, it's a lot to like look at all that and to not, and just hits a lot of notes, man. I mean, you have to cross all of the check marks, which you do. Like, that's why, like, with your work ethic, like, how you've gotten better at a game. I love seeing how you were trash at Call of Duty and then you got amazingly better.
I had a 0.7.
Yeah.
Whenever I started playing, bro, I was horrible.
But then also not just getting better at COD, which takes a lot of time, like almost professionally good at COD. Like, you've done tournaments. You've won.
Yeah, can I put a caveat in there so people don't think I'm a cheater? Because people will be like, there ain't no way you're going from a 0.7 to a 3. I've played Warzone for 1,600 hours, and I've aim trained for 200 hours on top of that. Yeah. And I have shot bots for upwards of 100 to 150 hours outside of Warzone. So, like, it's not like I just, like, one day I got on and I got good. Like, I actually put time into it. I have to say that because, bro, people will witch hunt for cheaters in this game right now.
If they do that on my podcast, I'm literally going to get Big Rob to chew him up, like, with his massive mouth. Like, dude, but it's true though. Like, you put in hard work not only to be good at the game that you're doing, you're also entertaining. Every time I've popped into the stream, I'm watching clips in real time. Like, it's just high energy. It's good gameplay. Oh, you're educated. You're educating people what's going on in the game. You're hitting all the boxes, and still, I mean, would you say that you're at where you want to be, like a goal?
No, I would say that I have regressed. And just if you look at it, I don't look at my analytics. So, but okay, I'm super self-aware. First off, like, I'm not stupid. Second off, I don't look at my analytics because it's so hard mentally to like look at that stuff. Because then, like you're saying, you're giving me all these compliments and saying that I'm really good at what I do. And the thing is, I believe that. Like, I also think I'm really good at what I do. And you have to, if you're going to be able to sustain yourself in this industry, like, you have to believe that you're good at what you do, or else, like, dude, you have no reason to like trying to make content if you don't think that you're a good enough creator. Yeah. So I don't say that to be conceited. I say that to like reassure myself, like, I am good enough. But like, there are external factors that that come into play. Like my time, like I got good at Warzone super late in Warzone. So I wasn't a good creator whenever the game first came out, which is like hard because that's a huge time to grow. My content wasn't very good whenever the game first came out. That's a huge time to grow. Like I'm super lucky to be in the position I'm in. And I'm glad that we circled back to this, because this is what I wanted to talk about with me not deserving to blow up whenever I blow up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made some videos that went viral, and they were good videos. The videos are good, but the difference in those videos that I made then and the videos that I make now is sustainability. So I was making videos, and like I mentioned earlier, I was throwing shit against the wall. Like I was making comedy videos here, just chatting videos here, gameplay videos here, loadout videos here. I was just making all kinds of videos and just trying out content.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had like 4 or 5 videos bang one after one after one after one after one. And then, I mean, we rode that out for a while and I kept making videos, but it's not sustainable, because people follow you and like you for like the teacher clip, like that's a just chatting clip. So people liked me for my personality, but then they see a clip of me showing them a loadout and they're like, this isn't what I'm here for. But then you have a loadout video go viral, you have a bunch of people following you for that, and you know what I mean? So then you have all these different people who are interested in different things that you create. And if they watch one video, so let's say TikTok sends your video out to 1,000 people and it's a loadout video, and those 1,000 people who they send it out to are following you or subscribed to you for a personality video, that video is not going to perform well in the algorithm.
Yeah.
So you could just get cooked. And so what I needed to do as a business person, as a creator, as a human, was take like 15 steps back and rebuild the foundation with the knowledge that I gained over the last 2 years, with the understanding of not every video you make is going to go viral, and with a better understanding of storytelling and content creation as a whole, and what people like to watch, what they don't like to watch, and how watch time works.
Mm-hmm.
And so I broke down all of my content. I mean, just broke it down. Like, and specifically like my long form videos, if you go and watch one, like my oldest long form video, and you compare it to any of my last 3 videos that I made, it's like, wow, this is a completely different video. It's the same concept. It's still a challenge, but like we're optimizing everything so heavily for watch time and like just really trying to make the best videos, but videos that we can also recreate if one of these videos blows up, because then we can capitalize off of the videos that we've been making, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, if you're blowing up off of something, you need to be able to recreate those videos, or you're just going to be a one-hit viral wonder, which is awesome. But if that's what gets you your start, like it's going to be really hard to build a sustainable audience. Like T-Dog is at like 300-400 viewers, and he keeps growing because he just keeps hammering the rebirth niche, hammering it. And he just keeps hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. Even if his videos aren't performing well, he's still getting views in the rebirth niche, and his viewership is growing on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just something that I had to learn, that I just was not ready to blow up whenever I did. I just wasn't. And so you can be really critical of yourself as a creator, as a person. And it can be hard to watch your numbers go backwards. But at the end of the day, it's not that you're a bad creator. It's that people aren't interested in what you're putting out. And it has nothing to do with you. And you have to be able to disconnect and tell yourself like, okay, I was making these videos before, I'm making these videos now, and people aren't interested in this anymore. Or I've been playing Warzone for the last year and a half. The Warzone category has halved in viewership in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, what's going to happen to me as a creator in Warzone? My viewership is probably going to half, and it's just like hard to accept that stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still enjoy streaming?
Oh, dude, that is a crazy question. That's a crazy question.
If you want time to think about it, I can go first. And
no, dude,
okay.
I've thought about this a ton. So I love streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Love streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But there are days where it's hard to hit go live, because sometimes it just feels like people don't want to be watching your stream and they're there just to support. And like, while it's great to have that viewership number be higher or people be lurking and stuff, like I love streaming because, like I mentioned earlier, I love entertaining people. I love making people laugh. Like, that's what I love about streaming. And whenever you feel like people are just there to support you, which is great. Like I'm grateful for that as well. It can be really difficult to start streaming because, you know what I mean? Like no one wants to just like play video games for 4 hours. Like, I'm there to stream. Like, I'm there to entertain you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be really hard. But I will say, in the last week, I made a huge change because I felt that coming. Like, I felt the love for streaming going away. So now, like I mentioned, I do 2 hours of just chatting, basically. So I start off with Drawy, which is a game where I draw stuff and chat guesses what it is, and then we just like chop it up for an hour doing that. But it feels like 10 minutes. Like, it goes by so fast. And then we do clips and media in my Discord, which is where people can send in funny videos and funny clips, and I'll just react to them. And then we pick a winner for each day. And then at the end of the week, we pick a winner for the week. And that's super fun because they send in their videos and we get to connect over what they think is funny versus what I think is funny. Yeah. And then from there, we play Warzone for like 2 hours doing solos, but like challenges for Warzone. And it keeps it fresh because if I play Warzone for 4 hours, after 2 hours, dude, I'm like, golly, bro, like, when is 2 o'clock coming? Like, this game stinks. You know what I mean? But if I play for 2 hours, it's fresh the whole time and it feels good. Because like, realistically, dude, like, when are you hopping on a game and playing for 4 hours straight? No food, no breaks, no nothing. Like, it's like, it's not normal. It's just not normal unless you're like a pro player who doesn't talk to chat.
Right.
Like, which is great. Like, dude, play the game for 8 hours. Like, I love that for you, but it's just not who I am. And you have to be able to tell yourself that. So I just chat for 2 hours, make sure I get that in and like get that community involvement and get all that going. And then the people who really want to see me play and hit the clips and do all that stuff, they have the last 2 hours. And so it just keeps it fresh the whole time for me. And I think that that's how you save that love for something. Like, it's almost like too much dopamine can like ruin the experience for something. So like, let's say like you get addicted to nicotine. Like, at first you'll get like a buzz from nicotine. Like you'll feel something from it. And then over time, you won't feel anything from it anymore, but you'll just grow dependent to it.
Right.
Because you've just kept you're addicted. Like, you like the dopamine, like it doesn't make you feel anything. It doesn't make you feel like the high, but like you need it really bad.
Yep.
And so I like with streaming, like just like the dopamine, sometimes it's just too much. Like, you need breaks from this stuff or else like you're not going to be able to enjoy the small things. Like, having people show up to my stream as soon as I hit live, like that's something that wasn't happening for me a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But like now it's something that I expect. And if it doesn't happen, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so being able to recognize that stuff is part of growing and streaming, because like your ego gets in the way of reality a lot of times. Like, you want to feel like you're special and that like people should be at your stream and like want to be at your stream. But like you said earlier, why? Like, you haven't earned that. You haven't earned a platform. You don't deserve it. So like, every day you have to come to the stream wanting to work and like wanting to produce for them and wanting to be as funny as possible. So like,
yeah,
finding that motivation can be really hard if things aren't going well. Like you know as well as I do, if you don't have a video pop off, you're not going to get any new viewers on Twitch. You need videos to be popping off for new people to come into your stream because it's a kingmaker system. So if you don't have more than 1,000 viewers, you're not going to have new viewers come to your stream just because you're live.
Yeah.
So if you don't have videos doing well, you know that you're not going to have new viewers. So it's like, what can you do with the community you've already built? And you just have to find ways to make it fun for not only them, but for yourself, or else you're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
So yes, I still love streaming, but it's not like I just started streaming anymore. It's like, I love streaming because it pushes me to be a better creator, and it pushes me to find ways to make things that are stale entertaining. Like, you can't come and listen to the same dude for a year and a half. Literally, some people have been watching me for a year and a half and just still be excited to hear me answer how my day.
Yeah.
Like, it's not realistic to think that. So I have to find ways to make the people who have been with me for so long still be interested in what's going on in the stream. And I think that's super challenging, but like, at the end of the day, it's super exciting. Like, that's why we do this. Like, I don't want to be in an office job making money and doing something that doesn't push me. And this pushes me more than anything I've ever done. And like, that's part of the love. So yes, I love it 100%, but is it hard? 100%. It's like any good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're just getting into the relationship. You're in the honeymoon phase. Like now it's to the point where it's like, how can we help each other grow? And I think that's where I'm at with streaming.
Yeah.
It's just like growing. And I'm sure at some point, if I pop off with videos again and just a ton of new people are coming to the stream, it'll just be like that like crazy high. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like what that just happens. But right now I'm just in a growth phase. So it's not the same, but I still love it for those reasons.
Dude, I love how your brain works. I love that you let it actually unfold.
Yeah. I talk for a long time, but I think about this stuff a lot. Like I really do.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I think I get more annoyed when I'm like, do you enjoy streaming? Because I've been asking my friends about that for the last couple months. Like, dude, I've thought about quitting. Like 3-4 times these last 3 months. I was just like, I think I'm done. I think it's reached its end, and I'm exhausted. And then I wake up and realize I love this job. It's just there's just walls you run into.
Yeah.
And I think that's so good to hear. But I think there's also some people who need to look at statistics and see how they're doing and have that tough conversation and be like, I don't think it's worth it for me. You know, I don't think that's a bad thing to say that. I think, you know.
Dude, here's my opinion, right? With the quitting stuff. Now, if it's weighing on you mentally and it's like, and you're only doing it like you don't love it anymore, stop. But like if you still love it and you're still streaming to 0 people, like, dude, find a way to get mixy. Like find a way to innovate, find a way to make content, like get better every single day. Like I don't care if you're streaming to 0 people, if you still love the shit and you want to be a content creator, every day something has to be better. That's how I've gotten to where I'm at now. You're make an upgrade to your stream, make an upgrade to your gameplay, shoot some bots, I don't know, make a video, and then the next day make a video that's similar to it, but make it better. Every single day, improve something. If you're going to keep doing this, make sure that you're pushing yourself to get better at something, or else you're going to go crazy, because you can't just sit here and be complacent, or else you will eat yourself alive, because nothing is going to change, and you know it as well as we know. Like, you know, in your own head, that's what drives you nuts. It's like, I haven't worked hard for this. I've had these moments for like weeks at a time where I'm like, I haven't been grinding this week. I haven't put out any good videos. I haven't gotten better at the game. What have I been doing this week? And that's whenever I hate streaming, is whenever I know I've done nothing to earn people's viewership. And it's hard to have that conversation with yourself. It really is. Like, just as a person, like, you just always want things to be good. And sometimes, bro, like, you're the problem. And you have to have that conversation with yourself. And that's a conversation I have with myself frequently. Maybe a little too often. I'm mean to myself, but like it's gotta be you. It's either you or the viewers. So like, it's like, oh, so like, is it the viewers' fault? No, it's never the viewers' fault. Like, you're just not giving them what they want at the end of the day. Like, it's on you as a creator to figure out, what do the people who watch me want, and how can I give it to them at a high level? Or how can I find people who want to watch what I'm doing now? Like, those are the two things, and you have to figure it out, or else you're not going to succeed. That's one thing that is for certain. If you don't find people to watch what you're doing now, or you don't pivot to create what the people who are watching you now want, you're not going to succeed.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I love this conversation. No, I really do, because I feel like it's because a lot of people can see it as a heavy negative conversation, be like, wow, they're really depressed right now. It's like, we're not depressed. This is part of business owning. Weighing the cost.
I feel like if you're watching this, bro, like, you're probably a creator, to be honest. Like if you're trying to listen to like it's not like I'm Nick Merckx and, you know what I mean, people just like to hear me talk. Like if you're listening to this, like, you probably want to hear like how my brain works and like how I've gotten to here. So like, I'm at least from my perspective, I feel like I'm talking to other creators right now. Like, if I was talking to a viewer, like, I personally don't really want my viewers to know this kind of stuff. Like, I try not to, and don't get me wrong, I'm transparent with them about my mental health and like where I'm at, but I don't want my viewers to know that sometimes I don't know what I want to do. Like, I want them to come to the stream and be like, what's Halite doing today? Oh, he's doing this. Cool. Like, I don't want them to feel like there's any indecision, that there's any moment of regress. Like, I don't, like, why would I want them to think that? You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
you don't want your viewers to think that you don't know what the fuck you're doing sometimes, but we don't know what the fuck we're doing sometimes. Like
Yeah.
it just is what it is.
Yep. Bro, after the subathon, I had an average of like 200 viewers because I did that stupid subathon, and it got a ton of attention and boosted my viewership, and then I floundered because I was like, well, shit, I don't have to play games anymore. You guys watch me sleep, so I could just like do whatever the content I wanted to do. Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you still got to produce for them.
Yep, didn't work like that.
But this is the beautiful thing about life. This is the best part, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you're there, you're not going to squander it.
No.
And you can be mad at yourself that you did it this time, or you can recognize, you know what? It was the first time I've experienced this.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time I've had something like that. It was like a crazy event that got me a bunch of hype, and I know what happened last time whenever I did this. Next time I'm going to do this and see what happens.
Yeah.
And like that's how people get big. Like you can't just like, bro, like you're not going to traverse through this with no mistakes.
Yeah, failure
ever.
is a great teacher. A wonderful teacher. If anything, it can it can speed a lot of things up. And that's what dude, failing is a natural. Failing is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, there's times where I'm just not in a chatty mood. In my just chatting streams, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I need to come up with something. I got to come more prepared. You don't go to a construction job and not bring your hammer. Like you need to be prepared for your job. Like, so that's where it's when people are like, well, I failed. Yeah, you did today. You got tomorrow, unless your life just ends, and which we all don't know when that's happening. But like, you know, you have tomorrow. You have the day after that. You got all this stuff. That's why I think your work ethic isn't just like getting up to do something. It's getting up to do something after you've seen yourself fail multiple times. Put a great idea, quote unquote, out on TikTok, out on YouTube, and watching it just plummet, or watching your teeth be ridiculed by some strangers on the internet. Like, that's not a W, my man. That's an L. That hurts.
Yeah.
There's great.
I mean, they've also made fun of me to the point where that specific video has 7.1 million views on YouTube, and it helps pay my bills. So hey, man, who's really laughing?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's
like,
the thing.
my teeth are ugly. I have Invisalign now because of this video. Thanks, fellas.
Thanks,
appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's such a. I mean, we've only been talking about heavy things, but man, it's such a. It's an admirable trait, bro. Like,
thank you.
You can work out and have. It's like exactly what you said. It's linear. With working out, it's linear. With doing a regular 8 to 5 job, usually if you stay there for a few years, you'll get a promotion, you'll get a raise. There's dedication. That's all really businesses need. This job
also
takes. Well, what's up?
If you like slack off at that job, you're hurting the company. You're not hurting yourself.
Right.
Which is a huge difference here.
You are the company. You are the boss. You are the employee. You don't get it. You don't get a manager you can go complain to. I mean, that's why I told my mods, I was like, guys, if you screw up, I screw up.
Yeah.
Like, I learned that early on when I had a second shooter not capture the first kiss of a wedding. Missed it. Because I trusted this dude, this random guy that I hired and paid. I was like, hey, I need you to cover this. And he was like looking at some bridesmaid. I was like, please tell me you got that photo. Please tell me. He goes, did they kiss? I was like, no way you missed that. No way you missed the most important photo of a wedding day. And after that, I stopped trusting people to do a job that I'm more than capable of doing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get detail shots or whatever. That was one of my mistakes. And having that conversation with a client or make a mistake on stream and be like, hey, you know what? I messed up. Especially messing up on the internet.
Yeah.
That stuff could be, that can end a career. You mess up on stream. I mean, it hasn't happened to me, and I've said a lot of dumb stuff on stream. But
yeah, dude, sometimes I'm grateful that I'm not huge because like sometimes you just say things that you don't mean. Like sometimes I'll literally say an opinion and it's just like not my opinion, but I said it so fast because like chat's moving.
Yeah.
And like I'll just be like 5 minutes later, I'm like, that's not my opinion, but I can't circle back to that now. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the next time it comes up, I'll do a longer explanation. But like sometimes you just say things that you just straight up don't mean because chat's moving so fast and like stuff's happening, and it's like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? And it's hard.
Yeah.
You could be really ridiculed for that. But also kind of to turn this conversation around a little bit, I swear I don't think like this all the time. I swear, like it sounds like I am the most like by the book, cut and dry, like behind all of the creativity, like all of my creativity and like all of like the fun and the happy stuff comes out in the videos. Like that's why I think so like black and white about like the analytics and the content creation, because we're like in the business side of the stuff. But like if we were to break down videos, dude, like we could sit here and talk like in the video I uploaded today, in the clip that I broke down, I go hopped in the club, just me and my shorty, and then whenever I cut in with my breakdown, I go Rick and Morty, and then go on to the next part. Like, dude, like I love saying stupid shit and like doing the dumb stuff. So I swear that all of us creators aren't just like super cynical beasts. Like, dude, like this stuff is super fun at the same time, but we're talking about the hard stuff for sure.
Well, I think that's
like I want it to be
Well, I think I've noticed that with a lot of creators. So, and I haven't talked to, a lot of people and about, hey, how are you doing mentally? Because there's the people I have talked to are like, yeah, I'm done. Nah, I'm over it.
Dude, that hurts. To be honest,
it sucks. But you have like they saw and they were like, this isn't worth it for me. I don't have the views you have, John. Like my viewers are insanely charitable for a 30 viewer stream. Mm-hmm. Insanely charitable. Like the fact that I do this full time and have a family and can take care of them with it is insane. But that's not my friends. And I've actually stopped telling people, hey man, you should stream. Give it a try. Because it's brought, one of my friends doesn't want to stop streaming because he has a failure complex to it. He's like, I need to succeed. And I was like, buddy, I feel you. But make sure you don't hurt yourself doing this.
Dude, and that's where the taking a couple of steps back is really important. Like I said, like with my YouTube videos and stuff, like I had to take some time away from making YouTube videos. I had to take some steps back. Take some steps back. And the same with TikTok, like all of those videos, I stopped making content, not stopped making content, but like would make maybe one video a week. And then I would watch a lot of videos. I would watch the best creators in the game. And then the one video that I would make that week would be like stuff that they did. And I would just try to like figure out how they were implementing it and what they were doing. And then I've done that with so many different creators that now if you go and watch my long form videos, I bet you could point out a lot of different creators that I've taken inspiration from, the things that they do and why I do the things that I do now and how I've applied that to a niche like Warzone, because I'm taking like IRL content creators and challenge content creators and stuff that like Ludwig does, like all of that kind of stuff is like wrapped up into a bow. And so what I would say to your friend, like, dude, if you want to keep doing this, just because you don't want to fail, like if that's why you want to keep doing it, then like, dude, like stop for 2 weeks and come up with a strategy and reset. Because like clearly, like I don't know what your friends' analytics are, but like from what it sounds like, clearly you're not killing it. And it's okay. If you want to keep going, you have to have a plan. There has to be, I want to make this kind of content. I want to make this many videos a week. And I want to make maybe 3 streams this week, and they need to be short. Like being a streamer is the wrong thing to say. You want to be a content creator. Yeah. You want to create value for people. You don't want to hop on stream and play video games, because that's you're just playing fucking video games, dude. If no one is watching you and you're not talking to chat, you're not even looking to chat. Like this is the thing I see with a lot of 0 viewer streamers, and this is not me trying to chop on them. This is an opportunity for growth for people. You need to keep your head on a swivel. Yep. If you ever watch me stream, come into one of my streams. Like don't subscribe, don't follow, don't say anything. You don't have to give me money. You don't have to follow me. I don't care. Come in and just watch my head for 10 minutes, bro. I'm left and right, looking at the game, looking at the chat, looking at the game, looking at the chat. I don't want to miss anything. If I miss a follow, if I'm 2 minutes late on a follow, the first thing out of my mouth is I'm sorry. I'm like, yo, man, so sorry I missed your follow. Like you know what I mean? Like you have to be on top of the chat because those are the people who are watching you. Like you literally have to be. What I did whenever I got started streaming, this is what I think everyone should do. Stop playing COD. Stop playing Apex. Stop it. Stop that shit. I played a game called Vigor, Vigor. It was an Xbox exclusive at the time.
Not gonna lie, you freaked me out with what you said. It caught me off guard.
I know. That's why I spelled it. That's why I spelled it. It's Vigor, Vigor. Like pushing through adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is essentially Escape from Tarkov, but for Xbox. Okay, so it's like not very good. It's just like made by a small studio. No, seriously, it's not very good. There were maybe like 40 total viewers in the category. I streamed that game for 3 months, and I built up to like maybe 12 viewers average from that game because like if people weren't streaming it, but people wanted to be watching it, like I was there. And if someone came in, bro, I was like, yo, dude, what's your name? What's going on in your life? Do you like this game? Can you help me? Like, blah, blah, like, and then eventually I got good at the game. So then I was helping them. And I just learned how to be a streamer, streaming in a small category. If you try to learn how to be a streamer streaming in Warzone, bro, you're never going to get to learn. You're never going to get to have conversations with people and figure out what people like. Because most of the people on Twitch are on Twitch, so you make them feel good. Like they just want to feel good. They want to come to Twitch because there's something's going on in their life.
You're
they
entertainment.
Want to feel good for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
you're entertainment.
Yeah, and you need those conversations whenever you get started, or else you're going to stink whenever you have 30 people watching you. Because you're just gonna be like, oh my god, the chat's moving so fast. Like, yeah, dude, welcome to Twitch. That's what we're here for. We're here to read. Like, honestly, bro, you better read it fucking at a college level, bro. You better be able to read that shit. Like, dude, figure out what people are saying in 4 words and then respond and then go to the next one. Like streaming is such a skill. Like,
it is.
There are a lot of big streamers that suck at streaming, to be honest. Like, just objectively. Like, there are a lot of basketball players who kind of stink at basketball, but they're like big already. Like, they're already there. And that's how they bounce out of the NBA. But like, there's some streamers, you go into their stream, they don't check chat for a while. Like, a while. Yeah. Now, some people are big enough to where they don't need to check chat, but I'm talking about like 200, 300, 400 viewer streamers, bro. I went into some dude's stream last night. He has like 400 viewers. There were like maybe 3 chats in his stream, and he didn't even read them. I was like, bro, you had 3 people put a chat into your stream. You have 400 viewers. Like, how is this sustainable for you? Like, it just doesn't. How are you going to grow if you're not making connections with the people who are here? It doesn't make sense how you're going to like move past 400 viewers. Like, I get it, dude, you're at 400. That's sick. But like, I come in here as a potential new viewer, and you're not even talking to the 3 fucking people that just put a chat in here. Like, how is this going to happen for you? Like, it just, and I know I'm speaking from where I'm at as a streamer. Like, I'm not a fucking 400 viewers. So clearly he's doing something better than me. But it just, I promise you at some point in the next 5 years, I will pass him. I promise you. If he keeps not talking to chat, I promise you I will pass him. And it'll happen. Eventually I'll make a video that's good enough. I'll figure out what videos he's making and I'll make those videos. You know what I mean? Like people who want to outwork you will outwork you in this industry. So like, you have to be a good streamer if you want to be a streamer. Like, you have to. Yeah.
I mean, that's what Ludwig did. I watched the video with him and he was like, I have 4 streamers I look up to. One of the streamers has 12,000 less viewers than him. Mango, who's a professional Smash player. And he goes, I want to be able to treat everyone the way that he treats everybody who subs to his channel. He knows by name. He remembers them. I don't even know how he does that. That's how you feel included. He also knows how to make you feel excluded because he knows people so well. And he's like, oh, yeah, you haven't subbed in a long time. Like, there are things about all this. But but there's also such great things. Bro, the amount of appreciation that has, like, helped my emotions because people liked my content. The fact that 2.8 million people liked a video and they're like, wow, I really like this guy. I wasn't used to that at all.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels fantastic when things go off. Like, really, I don't think I've ever felt anything because my hands did it. Mine. Yeah. Nobody else can take credit for that. I did it. Me.
Yeah.
The algorithm hit, but that's my work. And that's what I love about your work ethic and what you bring to the table as a content creator. Bro, you played with some massive people. I remember when you first started playing with Burger. I remember when you started playing with, I think you played with Min, right?
Yeah. Min and I used to play a lot, but now I just stream at a different time than him.
Yeah. Like, I remember when you went into that, and no offense to any of those creators. None, no hate towards them. I always enjoyed watching you because you were more than just like,
thank you.
All right, we're gonna get this headshot and trick shot. Got it. Cool. Like your reactions were so genuine and you were so goofy. Like, dude, there was one time where you're dropping in and some guy said something about like getting a girl and you're like, just started yelling. You're like, I've never had a girl in my entire life. Like, just like dropped in. I was like, oh, I'm so glad you're not a pro that just doesn't give a shit. Like, it was so funny because I can't watch the only pros I watch are like Hiko, Nick Merckx, Tim. Like, not even Tim. He's not a pro, but like he's good at communicating. He's good at riffing constantly, bro. It's like stand-up comedy and working the crowd. That is the hardest stand-up comedy ever. Is crowd work. Is getting off and like doing not getting off. Well, don't get off to your viewers, but like doing like creating content out of conversations that just spark, and you are able to do that with your motivation, the hard work that you put, the dedication that you're able to do, and just your quick wit. Also, you're cracked at COD. I can't wait for the new COD to come out because
where are all these compliments coming from?
Bro, I've been watching you for a long time. like everyone who I have on this podcast has a trait that I admire, and you happen to hit a lot of them. You're a hard worker. You've never done pity. When hard conversations come up, you've taken the time. You've done it. You don't sulk on stream. You don't pity view on stream. If you're having a hard day, you're like, yeah, it's been a weird day, but like, let's move forward. Dude, you know how many streamers, me being one of them for a little bit, was like just sat there and fucking wept on stream and just was sulky and whiny. Oh,
dude, that's the one thing that I can accredit to just like being observant. Like whenever I see other creators be sad and upset about having hardships in this, right? Like I sympathize with them and I feel for them. You know what I mean? Because I understand.
Yeah.
But from a viewership perspective, like let's break it down. You play video games for a living.
Yeah.
And that's how people would say, like, bro, you play video games for a living. What are you bitching about? And so it's like, at what point do you just have to like suck it up, Buttercup, for the 4 hours that you're live, and then after you get done, dude, just like and then you can be sad again. But like if you're gonna go live, like you just have to turn it on. Like you have to find a way. And I'm not perfect. There are days where I am a dickhead, and most of the time it's because I'm hungry, bro, because I'll miss breakfast, and I'll be like, like today I was like, chat, we're about to do viewer games, like I gotta go get some food because I can't be hangry during these games because I already know this shit's gonna piss me off. Like, and so I had to go get some food because like it's just the way it is. Like it stinks sometimes whenever you're playing with viewers because like
y'all are bots and I hate you.
It's not that they're bots and I hate them. It's that we're getting my skill-based matchmaking, and all I want to do is win a game with them. And so whenever we lose, I'm not frustrated at them. I'm just like, fuck, man. Like it just stinks whenever like I just wish that everyone could come in and have a really good experience here in the viewer games. And it's just disheartening whenever you get freaking pee pee poo poo slide canceling across the corner, stunning me. And now if I die, I know that we're gonna lose because we're in a hard ass lobby. Like it's just the way that it is every time, and it's frustrating for that stuff to happen.
Yeah.
And like you just want to come back and you want to help them win, and you just want things to go well. And it's like I had this conversation with my brother the other day about like parenting styles, and he was like, dude, I feel like anger and fear are the exact same emotion sometimes. Like my kid will like slip and fall and hit his head, and like he's like, and I'm screaming at him, like, and it's like, why am I mad at them? It's like I'm just worried, like I'm just so scared that they're gonna hurt, and then I just like I yell at them because I don't want them to do it again. And he's like, dude, like it's to say, like it just comes out as the same way. And then he's like, and then afterwards I think about it, and it's like, dude, I have to go back and apologize, but like in the moment I'm just scared, and my fear comes out as anger, and like obviously like it's in my blood to like have that kind of stuff happen. So like sometimes like those are the things that I'll dwell on, is like, dude, like was I an asshole to a viewer today because they died or like did some dumb shit, or not like dumb shit, but like just did like a play that like I was trying to tell them not to do because like I heard something or something, and then like I'm like, oh no, dude, and then like, but that's the thing that you have to learn over time, that like the way that you say things matters, and you might get hangry, so you better go get some food before you do this. Like those kind of things are super important, but you have to learn that over time. So like streaming also has made me such a better man and a better person, because I'm so conscious of how what I say affects other people, because it's so clear with the chat. Because like in the chat, bro, people just fucking leave. They don't have to stick around. They don't have to keep having the conversation. They'll just leave. So you'll know instantly if you've said something wrong. So that's part of the beauty of all of this. But also it stinks to have those hard conversations with yourself. But nothing has made me have as many hard conversations with myself as streaming has. Like I feel like I'm gonna be a better partner whenever I get into a relationship with someone again. Like I know that I'm gonna be a better partner because of this.
Yeah.
Dude, significantly gone up. Holy cow, bro. I used to be so impatient.
Well, yeah, because you get, I mean, dude, there's kids on Twitch, like younger than 13, and they like come in, they're like, can I play with you? Can I play with you? Can I play with you? And dude, I'm not gonna lie, I let loose on a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm
a child, and
I'm
you
an
don't know
adult.
that they're a kid.
Yeah, and I'm an adult. That's not good to look at that and be like, wow, he's just wanting to play with you. It's like, yeah, but it got annoying. And then also, but now like going back, it's like, we don't really do community days anymore, because I was carrying too much of my own personal problems, and viewers were coming into that. Like I have found that community days, like I won't do ranked with community members. There's a few that I do because like they know me, and like they understand how I play. Like we get it. We can banter back and forth. I don't want to play with a viewer and get mad at them, because that feeling of like you paid me money, you want to play, okay, cool, but I'm gonna chew you out if we lose. It's like nobody wants that experience.
Nobody,
I mean, there's a certain subsection of people that do, but those people aren't in my chat. Like, like
that might be a different platform. Twitch.
But it was like somebody asked, they're like, well, do you mind if we play ranked? I was like, actually, buddy, I do. Because the way I play with my friends on ranked, I get aggressive. They get aggressive with me. But I also know these people, and I know they're content creators, and I know that if I'm like, bro, you're a fucking bot, like if I do that to them, they're not going to take it to heart. They know that we're working. They know that we're creating content. They know that we're trying to banter. You do that with a viewer who doesn't know that, bro, you might have ruined their day.
Yeah, you probably did ruin their day.
Yeah.
And that's I stopped doing them for like probably end of July until now, so like 3 or 4 months. I stopped doing community days, and I actually brought it back last week. And it's part of what made me fall back in love. Like we talked about the loving streaming, like I missed that. I really missed the like getting to talk to the viewers and like getting to hang out with them in games. But I also this week more than last week, I remembered why it can be so frustrating to do viewer games, because like in Warzone there isn't a ranked or unranked. They're just getting in my lobby. So like I want to, one, be putting on a show for the people who aren't playing. Two, be keeping up with the people who are in the game with me, who obviously aren't at the same skill level as me. Very rare that I get someone who is as good as me into a viewer game. And then 3, be managing all of the relationships at the same time. So I need to be talking to them, talking about their day, like, oh, what's going on, like building that rapport with them, keep making sure that they're okay in the game, and also still providing an entertaining product to the people who are watching. So hard to balance all of that. Like it can be super stressful. And if you're listening to this, you're probably like, dude, like, shut up, man. Like, just shut up. But like, I swear it's a lot to manage in a 20-minute experience with someone whenever you really care. Like I care about them having a good experience and the viewer having a good experience at the same time. And it's a challenge at the end of the day. It really is a challenge to provide all of that.
Do you feel like you have to defend yourself? Because one thing I've noticed during the podcast is you're like, well, I promise it's not like, do you feel like you have to actually defend? Because I don't. For me, because my personality is like, I know the job. I know I don't have to really tell people, this is tough and this is difficult, because I know it's true. Do you still feel like you have to defend your job as a job and how hard it is?
Dude, I used to. I used to defend that this was a job. Like I would get upset whenever people are like, go get a real job. I was like, this is a real job. Shut up, man.
Yeah.
But like now, dude, I'm like, you're right. This isn't a real job. Because if you look at this shit as a job too much, it'll become a job. And that's, dude, whenever you let this shit become a job, you might as well quit. Because it sucks. Because then now what are we looking at? We're looking at numbers, and numbers are not very forgiving in this industry at all. They're not fun to look at.
Yeah.
Because one day you have a good day, like your whole day depends on how good or bad your numbers are. Like if you're looking at it truly just as a job, I tried to look at this as not a job. I'm like, yeah, I'm a streamer. Like this is what I don't want it to be a job. I understand that it's a job and it's how I pay my bills, but I know this isn't exactly me answering that question. I'll get to that part, but like I try not to look at it as a job. 1, 2, defending how difficult this is. Like, I think that if I put myself back into my own shoes 2 years ago, I didn't think it was hard, to be honest. And if I thought it was as hard as it is, I know it to be now, I probably wouldn't have done this shit, to be honest. I would have just gone and gotten a really good job out of college and lived that life. Like I would have just lived that life instead.
Yeah.
But now I'm addicted to it because of the reasons that I said, right? Like whenever I got into this, I just wanted to compete. I didn't realize how much I love entertaining, and like that's what keeps me going, and that's what like makes me proud of what I do now. But whenever I first started, that wasn't the goal. That wasn't what I was doing it for. And so over time, it's just kind of grown into what it is. But I think if I would have known how hard it was then, probably wouldn't have started now, just because it is such an uphill battle. It's such an uphill battle. And the hardest part about it, in my opinion, is trying to explain to your friends what's going on. And then if things aren't going well, like your friends just want to hear that you're doing good, dude. But whenever things aren't going well and people are like, how's the stream going? And it's just like, I'm good. It's fine. And they're like, oh, really? Like, yeah, like I popped in to stream, and like all they know is numbers. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I was at 120 in March and now I'm in 30 in November, they can see that. They know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's whenever you have to defend, or it feels like you have to defend, just because like, you know, they all have normal jobs. So it's like, yeah, like I know on Twitch, like I'm here, but like if you look at all these other platforms, I'm here, and here, and this is what I've been working on. Like I swear to God, like I swear I'm trying, bro. Like I swear. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. It's not that I'm defending that it's hard. It's that I'm defending that like I swear I have a plan. Like I promise that in a couple of years this will all make sense. But right now, like I'm just in a growth phase. Not as a business, but as a creator and as a person. Like I just have to get better. Like at the end of the day, right now I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough to be holding those kind of numbers. There are people who are, I'm not. And I have to get better. And I have to be a better streamer. I have to be a better creator. And the only way I'm going to get there is through research and work. And that's it. That's the only way that I can rationalize it myself.
Yeah. Dang, dude. Bro, you've been such an open book through all this.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't fake my personality, man. This is who I am.
No, but that's the thing, is your personality is exciting. Personality is very real. And that's bro, I'm telling you, man, I've been so privileged to have the people on who I've had. Like it's exactly what you said before. Like, if you don't mind me sharing the conversation
no, go ahead.
Before the podcast, but you're just like, it's crazy to bump elbows with some of these people.
Yeah.
And dude, it's like the fact that you're like, yeah, I'd love to come on the podcast. I was like, okay, do you know anything about it? No. Cool. Great. Dope. All right. Let's see if we can get this man canceled. Like, just very much.
Oh my gosh, dude! What if the name of the podcast I didn't know the whole time? You're like, how can we cancel this creator? And it's just all a scheme. Dude, I just had no idea. I'm coming out of how to get canceled.
Bro, that was my first guest. My first guest was like, so what are you gonna ask? I was like, I'm just gonna get to know you. And they're like, okay. I was like, are you okay? Yeah. I just I don't know. What are you gonna ask? I was like, I don't know. Not your bra size. Like, I'm just wanting to like, I like you as a creator. I'm gonna try to talk to you. And that's why I like every now and then, like, that's why everyone was like, okay, what do you know I want to talk about? And you're like, well, politics, religion, mostly. It's like, cool. That seems to be what everyone's down for. And there was one person who
I mean, we can talk about that. It's just like, I'm super well researched in content. Like, dude, I just don't have enough time in the day to be super well researched in also in politics and religion. Like, I don't know. You're not going to get a good answer out of me on some of this stuff. Like,
bro,
there's just no way.
What do you think of
There's not enough time in the day. What do I think of the what?
The Quran.
Oh, dude, no, dude.
I'm done.
On, man.
No, I'm out.
I have a lot of great friends that could answer that question for you. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. But dude, man, we got a freaking chunky podcast out of this.
Yeah, dude, this is long.
Oh, dude,
I didn't even realize it was 5. Holy shit.
Oh, dude,
we talked for 2 hours.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, that's what I'm wanting it to be like, man. And easy conversation of just getting to know you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people if they didn't know you very well, they got a very good glimpse of it. Now, dude, the more that I've learned about you, the more I'm excited for your future and just what's going to be happening.
Thank you.
And you actually, you just released merch too, right?
I did just release merch. It's a long time coming. We've been working on it since like February, and just wanted to make sure that everything was ready. Like, I wanted to be able to like have people order a hoodie on Thursday and then get it, like me ship it out on Monday type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, dude.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Tell people where they can find you and find the merch and do like promote.
Where they can find me. So, you can find me on Twitch at Halite. But then every other platform it's Halite Hunter. Because for whatever reason, people love just like taking account names but not posting and not building a brand on them. So if you're Halite on any of those platforms, please relinquish your name to me. I have a brand to build. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Halite Hunter. I would say the places that I'm the most available would be on Twitter, on Twitch, and on YouTube. That's where I would look out for me. But if you would like to look at the merch, you can go to halitehunter.com. It's very easy, very simple. But I'm not trying to sell y'all anything. I promise.
Guys,
I really don't want to sell y'all anything.
Buy it. No. Buy the merch. Don't listen to what he's saying. I'll promote him. Okay, buy the merch. Go to his channel. Follow.
One of my big things is that I want to provide free entertainment to people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like I want to make money from like sponsorships and stuff. So like, hopefully people were entertained by this podcast and they got some insight into me. And like,
right,
I could care less if y'all buy a hoodie. I would be grateful, but I don't want y'all to think that I didn't even know that this was a part of the podcast. I didn't even know I was gonna be plugging stuff. So I swear I'm not here for some publicity because I just dropped my merch. I swear. This just happened to happen.
I just do a podcast, but I don't tell you where to find him or how to support him. Yeah, because that makes so much sense. Use your brain, Hunter.
I don't know. I still want people to think that I came onto the podcast.
You did. Like you begged me. I didn't. You were like, John, get me on the podcast. I was like, pay me money.
No, please.
No.
Please. I came because I really wanted to have this conversation. I love talking about content creation. So
yeah, and I want to see you be doing it for a long time. So I want to see people support you. Because I think I could strangle you. I don't have people on here that I don't believe that I want to see a long time on the platform or all doing content creation or streaming on whatever platform.
Mm-hmm.
Support my man. If you love me, if anyone here loves me, go watch Halite on Twitch. Go buy his merch because it's real sick. It's real simplistic, which I love. Hate when people have ugly designs and you don't.
Yeah.
The logo's sick. And the hoodie looks so comfy.
You. The hoodie is the same quality, I shouldn't say quality. It's the same material that Lululemon used in their hoodies.
What?
It's the same material. We what's the word? We procured the same material that Lulu uses. So whenever you feel it, it will feel like a Lulu hoodie. If you guys are familiar with the way that feels. Yeah, they're very nice.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
Lulu. I didn't know they made clothing. Well, I didn't know they made clothing for men until like 2 years ago. And then I bought their pants.
Yeah, they're nice.
So good.
Yeah, so we wanted to make something. This kind of is like a creator thing. I know that we're trying to wrap this up, but like I wanted to make merch that I was proud of and that was high quality and that I didn't have to rip you off an arm and a leg for it to be high quality. And I think that we met that happy medium of like really nice stuff, but it's also not crazy expensive. So I'm super proud of it just as like as a business person, a creator.
Yeah, dude. Having good quality stuff just with everything is great. Merch, I feel like people don't put a lot of thought into, and they're just like, well, here you go. You said you wanted it. Yeah, it's like, I just bought this at Goodwill. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. But dude, heck yeah, man. Well, bro, thanks for coming on the podcast, and thanks for sharing your entire heart behind, like, if anything, I'm more motivated doing this. I don't care what anyone else thinks about this. I'm more pumped. And dude, I'm pumped to see what you do with the new COD. I'm pumped to see what you do with new content. I'm pumped to see what you do with new fresh air, basically, of just like new things. I can't wait to see it, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you. This was super duper fun.
Heck yeah, man. Well, dude, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to end it here. But, dude, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. Seriously. Hey, if any one of my people are listening, go follow John, please.
All right, now you went too far. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, bro. Freaking love that guy. Guys, again, if you're not following him on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the things, please go follow him. He's a fantastic guy. You heard his heart, but he's just insanely talented as a content creator. Very fun to watch. Awesome guy. But guys, with that being the episode, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, you can support the channel. You can go to the podcast thing on not Spotify. You know what? Never mind. If you liked it, make sure you follow. Make sure you like it. Make sure you like all the people that I'm on the guests with, or that I have as guests. And I will talk to y'all soon. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.